I decided to start a book club today as a part of just one of the things I can just post on YouTube, because I'm just going to do a whole lot of TikTok, YouTube, posting, just like Gary Vee says, daily vlogs. Now, I've always done the actual recording. It's 2021 now. You've got to post, guys. So if you're watching this in 2021, still post with me, grow with me, and let's get this money together. But you know, this pillar of content is going to be like my book series. So basically, I have a ton of books, literally like a whole, I'm not about to get into that, but yeah. So long story short is me reading this whole thing, posting on YouTube. I probably won't be able to do it for a lot of the books, if I'm being honest, and excuse that. That'll be away in a couple videos, but I don't care. Anyway, but yeah, there's probably the majority of these books, they might get taken down just because I'm not sure what the...
They didn't have mango. They had was on Palmer.
Sure. Just because I'm not sure what the copyright issues with them are, but, you know, for the ones that stay and are up there and, you know, you're one of the first people to kind of get, like, an actual reading of it, please take it and use it and apply it in your business, life, professionally, just for yourself. Just, that's what I'm looking to do with this content, is for me to help you guys, because other people have helped me and put me on this stuff. So, you know, I just want to thank you for even taking this, 90 seconds to be with me. I want to appreciate your time. I want to let you know that you're the real MVP. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. I love you. Feel me? And let's get to this book reading. So, my official start, day 1, book 1, Getting to Yes, Negotiating Agreement Without Giving In, by Robert. Take 2. This is the start. Day 1. The goal is to either read a book a day or a book a week. By read, I mean completely finish. You know, some people say read and you got to take their own interpretation on what it means, for me. So for me, my definition of reading is completely finish one of these joints. Now, today's book of choice is Getting to the Yes. However long it takes me. It's like 3:11 right now my time, and we're already 30 seconds into the video. So I don't know how long it's going to take to read this. It looks like it's about 200 pages, so actually not that bad. You know, like if I sit down, I'm not going to sit fully and read it through like this whole session right now. I might, get into what I got to get to in a little bit, but for right now, I might get a solid 20-25 minutes of just reading it. Again, this is the book. My name is Marius Chinnikin. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. I do a lot of things. CEO of a lot of companies, run multiple businesses, both 7 and 8 figure. I had to wait, but now that I'm back, this says international bestseller, Getting to Yes, updated and revised, negotiating agreement without giving in. Roger Fisher and William Ury. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. I might have to Google this after this, but Ury. And for the revised edition, Bruce Patton of the Harvard Negotiation Project. That's cool. So, praise for Getting to Yes. Getting to Yes has an unrivaled place in the literature of dispute resolution. No other book in the field comes close to its impact on the way its practitioners, teachers, researchers, and the public approach negotiation. That was by the National Institute for Dispute Resolution Forum. Getting to Yes is a highly readable and practical primer on the fundamentals of negotiation. That's powerful. All of us as negotiators dealing with personal, community, and business problems need to improve our skills in conflict. That's why you gotta have a drink. Preferably water, but it's so good. I love how it like sits on your tongue, and then it like
Whoa.
like when you're doing laundry and you put that on the rinse cycle and it started like pressing all the water away. That's what the juice be doing on my tongue. Pause. Yeah, that's valid. And Anybody that think different and trying to make a joke, you bugging. Stop acting like you don't drink Arizona's. Like, these drinks fire. That's what I'm talking about. Stay within the context of what we're talking about. Fire! Anyway. Getting to Yes is a highly readable and practical primer on the fundamentals of negotiation. All of us as negotiators dealing with personal, community, and business problems need to improve our skills in conflict resolution and agreement making. This concise volume is the best place to begin. That was by John T. Dunlap. This splendid book will help turn arid... This splendid... I just like how they're this splendid. Like, I feel like you gotta come with it mad energy. Like, this splendid book will help turn adversarial battling into hard-headed problem solving. That was by Averell. That's a dope name. Averell Harriman. Yo, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. I'm sorry. But thank you for being with me, though. You gotta fire your name, Averell. Averell Harriman. I'm gonna do my Googles and get back to you guys on who that is. Getting to Yes is a highly readable, uncomplicated guide to resolving conflicts of every imaginable dimension. It teaches you how to win without compromising friendships. I wish I had written it. I mean, Ann Landis, you got something you could write in you. I believe it. Getting to Yes is a powerful, incisive, persuasive, not a bag of tricks, but an overall approach. Perhaps the most useful book you will ever read. Elliot Richardson. Simple but powerful ideas that have already made a contribution at the international level are here made available to all. Excellent advice on how to approach a negotiating problem. Cyrus Vance. These names are sick. Like, my name is Marius Chennigan, but these are some sick names. And Ty Lopez just said something how to be a master networker. Might have to... Alright, we're back in action. So we just read the first page. We're on the second page. Penguin Books, Getting to Yes. The authors of this books have been working together since 1977. Roger Fisher is Wilson Professor of Law Emeritus. Emeritus. And guys, you're gonna hear this live. Roger Fisher is Wilson's Professor of Law Emeritus. Roger Fisher is Wilson Professor of Law Emeritus at Harvard Law School, founder and director of Emeritus of Harvard. Guys, this is a hard paragraph to read. I'm sorry. Just give me a second. Eremitus. Roger Fisher is Wilson Professor of Law Emeritus at Harvard Law School, founder and director emeritus of a Harvard Negotiation Project, and the founding chair of the program on negotiation at Harvard Law School. That was a mouthful. Raised in Illinois, he served in World War II with the U.S. Army Force in Paris, with the Marshall Plan, and in Washington, D.C. with the Department of Justice. He's also practiced law in Washington to serve as a consultant to the Department of Defense. He was the originator and executive editor of the award-winning television series The Advocates. He has consulted widely with governments, corporations, and individuals. He is the author or co-author of numerous prize-winning, award, scholarly, and popular books, including his most recent, Beyond Reason, Using Emotions as You Negotiate. William Ury is co-founder of Harvard's program on negotiation and distinguished fellow of the Harvard Negotiation Project. Raised in California and Switzerland, he is a graduate of Yale and Harvard with a doctorate in social anthropology. Ury has served as a mediator and advisor in negotiations ranging from wildcat strikes to ethnic wars around the world. He was a consultant to the White House on establishing nuclear risk reduction centers in Moscow, in Washington and Moscow. His most recent project is Abraham Path, a route of cross-cultural travel in the Middle East that retraces footsteps of Abraham, the progenitor of many cultures and faiths. Yuri's most recent book is The Power of a Positive No. Save the deal, save the relationship, and still say no. Bruce Patton is a co-founder and distinguished fellow of the Harvard Negotiation Project, co-founder of the program on negotiation at Harvard Law School, and founder of This shit is so hard to read. Like, yo, this is page 2. This is hard ass paragraphs. Anyway, we're gonna get into the content too. I can't even talk. I can't. I'm having a great time reading this book right here. Hey, nah. Okay. Last paragraph. Alright. Okay. Back in action. Bruce Patton is co-founder and distinguished fellow of the Harvard Negotiation Project, co-founder of the program on negotiation at Harvard Law School, and founder and partner of Vantage Partners LLC, a consulting firm that helps global 2,000 companies negotiate and manage their most critical relationships. As a mediator, he helped structure the settlement of the U.S.-Iranian hostage conflict, worked with the Nobel Peace Prize winner Oscar Arias to ensure the success of the Arias Peace Plan for Central America, and worked with all parties in South Africa, helping to create constitutional process. I'm sorry, let me start that from right there, guys. As a mediator, he helped structure the settlement of the... One more time. As a mediator, he helped structure the settlement of the U.S.-Iranian hostage conflict, worked with Nobel Peace Prize winner Oscar Arias to ensure the success of the Arias Peace Plan for Central America, and worked with all parties in South Africa, helping to create the constitutional process that ended apartheid. I'll be honest, that sentence right there, I read it. I'm gonna have to do some Googles as to what that means. I might have to break that down in editing. So we'll say that again. As a mediator, he helped structure the settlement of the U.S.-Iranian hostage conflict. I'm with you there. He worked with Nobel Peace Prize winner Oscar Arias to ensure the success of the Arias Peace Plan for Central America. I'm with you there. And he worked with all parties in South Africa, helping to create the constitutional process that ended apartheid. So that's the only thing. I don't know what apartheid is. I'm gonna have to Google that and then let you guys know. So in South Africa, so they ended segregation. Okay. They ended. Yeah, so you learn something new every day. It seems like that just meant they ended segregation. That's what apartheid means. The politically correct term for that. I'm trying to find back where I am. A graduate of Harvard College and Harvard Law School, he is also co-author of the New York Times bestseller, Difficult Conversations, How to Discuss What Matters Most. Page 3. Books by Roger Fisher. Beyond Reason, Using Emotions as You Negotiate with Dan Chappelle. I like all of these books at some point in time will be in my massive library. Like literally. I guess I started with this one. You know what I mean? But like, yo, when a book gives you index, I can't even talk because I'm used to it. When a book gives you an index of like other books that author has written, I highly suggest that you go cop all of those books that author has written, just because you're already into his work and these are things that they're referencing. Like, you never know what you might catch from an older work, something that's newer. Like, at the end of the day, everybody interprets information differently, and everybody has their own spin on how they can take something and apply it in their life, right? So, you know, there's no reason why if you're hearing this from me now and you go cop it for yourself and then you read it for yourself and then you go cop something else from like inside here that you read that for yourself and then you see certain connections, certain things, or just how he even thought at that age of when he written it, you know what I mean? For me, that's kind of cool. So that's what I'm getting at with this. But page 3, books by Roger Fisher, Beyond Reason. To do this, you gotta be hydrated. Beyond Reason, Using Emotions as You Negotiate with Dan Shapiro, 2005. Lateral Leadership, Getting Things Done When You're Not the Boss with Alan Sharp, 1998. Coping with International Conflict, A Systematic Approach to Influence in International Negotiation with Andrea Kufter Schneider. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Elizabeth Bogwart and Brian Ganson, 1996. Again, guys, I probably like names. Unless like I'm with you right now and you telling me this is how I like to pronounce your name, like I'm going to butcher it. It's not on purpose. So thank you for bearing with me. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Beyond Machiavelli with Elizabeth Kopelman, Andrea Kupfer Snyder, 1994. Getting Together, Building Relationships as We Negotiate with Scott Brown, 1988. Improving Compliance with International Law, 1981. International Meditation, A Working Guide, Ideas for the Practitioner with Michael Urie, 1978. International Crises in the Role of Law, Points of Choice, 1978. Dear Israelites, Dear Arabs, A Working Approach to Peace, 1972. International Conflict for Beginners, 1969. International Conflict and Behavioral Science, the Craigville Papers, and editor and co-author, 1964. Like at this point, I'm just trying to push it out. I'm trying to get to the content. Books by William Urie. The Power of a Positive No. Save the Deal, Save the Relationship, and Still Say No, 2007. Must We Fight? Editor and co-author, 2001. The Third Side, Why We Fight and How We Can Stop, 2000. Getting Past No, Negotiating in Difficult Situations, 1991. Revised edition, 1993. Windows of Opportunity from Cold War, the Peaceful Competition in the U.S.-Soviet Relations, edited with Graham T. Allerton and Bruce J. Allen. Bruce J. Allen, 1989. Beyond the Hotline, How Crisis Control Can Prevent... Beyond the Hotline, How Process Control... Beyond the Hotline, How Crisis Control Can Prevent a Nuclear War, 1985. Books by Bruce Patton. Difficult Conversations, How to Discuss What Matters Most with Douglas Stone and Shai Laheen, 1999, second edition, 2010. And we're here. That was a lot. That was a lot, but look, getting to yes. Negotiating Agreement Without Giving In by Roger Fisher and William Urie with Bruce Patton, the editor. Revised editions by Fisher, Urie, and Patton. Penguin Books. I mean, come on. I don't have to read that. Well, that. To Our Fathers, Walter T. Fisher, Melvin C. Urie, and William E. Patton, who by example taught us the power of principle. This is the preface to the third edition. Now we're in the content, guys. Took about 15-20 minutes, so I might put a timestamp in the video. But now, if you're starting now, this is the content. This is why you're here. This is the book, right? This is the book. So, cheers. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here with me. Please take this knowledge and apply it to your life and execute on whatever you need to. that was my biggest struggle until I hit my goals and until I started posting this stuff and until I started actually just doing it. Was, you know, I had a plan and I had a structure, and a lot of people don't even have that. So that's like the first two things you got to get. But, you know, once I had those things, it was like, okay, you have to take the actions to do it. And that's where, like, you know, I took a bunch of actions. When you start taking actions, you're going to see mad results. Now, for me, I was getting good results, I was getting bad results, but at the end of the day, like, some of those bad and negative results, some of those things and some of those trials and tribulations that you hit, they're really just potholes that slow you down for the moment. But in the moment, when you're like in it, or you're like kind of stuck by it, it might seem like you're not moving, or you're stagnant, or it's not gonna, you know, get over it till you get into a deeper pothole, till you get into something that's, you know, bigger. So for me, it was like continuing to finally move through it and doing it that actually allowed me to do it, which was taking that action and shit. So, you know, that's my whole spiel. You know, I might be doing that a little bit throughout, like how I'm reading this book, but in editing, I will make like a concise version where, like, you know, you get the full book from beginning to end, no, you know, in between cuts, feel me? And then there's gonna be like this version where it's, you know, me speaking, because this is how I'm getting my content. Actually, I'm still not even sure for what books this would be up for what books. Like, I feel like eventually all these books are gonna be up again, because I see so many people do it. Like, why don't I do it? You know what I mean? Like, I could start a book club. Start a book club. It's the first book of the book club. Get into the yes. Now, why this book? I guess I could start with that. So let me drink this in. So why this book in particular? I wanted a book that can help me develop a business skill that is necessary in achieving my business goals. For right now, in short, getting to yes. I mean, I don't really have to get into the details of my businesses, because that's just a whole nother video. It's just a whole nother topic in itself. I could talk for, like, you know, but getting to the yes is applicable to not just my business, but any business in life. The end of that business, like, kind of goal does happen to be transactional, and in most, if not all cases, results in somebody saying yes to a service that they are expecting to receive in exchange for money. Feel me?